Rita and Arlen Finke have spent the past 5 decades together.
We'll be married 55 years.
And they've spent the most recent of those days just down the street at a Gathering Place Senior Activity Center and Adult Day Healthcare.
They have many wonderful activities there. I'm very lucky to live right close by. But we have a hill, and we need the bus to pick him up.
Rita is deaf and Arlen has dementia and is wheelchair bound. A van usually picks them up every day for lunch, to take them to get groceries or to doctor's appointments. But on Monday, Ben Grant, the executive director of a Gathering Place, is there to break the news. The transport vans may be out of commission for some time.
Complete and utter disappointment. And it's heartbreaking to know that someone felt it necessary to come and destroy some property that is so important and so vital to the seniors in this community that we serve. One of the things that we do is the Meals on Wheels program, and we'll deliver a little over 43,000 meals this calendar year.
Work his team was only able to do this day thanks to several volunteers. Over the weekend, Grant says their 2 wheelchair buses, a regular bus, and their Meals on Wheels minivan had bricks thrown through the windows. Then the vandals discharged the fire extinguishers, coating the interior. Then they ransacked the first aid kits.
It's one thing to feel lonely and to feel isolated, and that's something that we can help combat. We can combat isolation. We offer wellness programming. We offer nutritional support. For some of the folks that we serve Meals on Wheels to, it's the only social interaction they're going to have that day.
And there's no timeline yet on when the wheelchair buses will be back up and running to help those like the Finkes.
I hope they feel sorry.
In Danville, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.